day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Trudging Tuesday. We're at Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Yeah. Put my stuff back where I put my stuff back where it belongs. Couldn't handle the switching between computers, all this other stuff. Yeah, it was not working out. I think it was actually making things worse. What I thought was a good idea did not turn out to be. So sometimes we just got to keep things simple, let them be what they are. That's all right. It's all right. I'm sure it'll come out fine. All right. Oh, things have been acting weird on the internet lately, huh? Just things have been acting weird, like things have kind of been slowing down. Zoom's been a little weird. Substack's not making clips for me. Just weird stuff. Just feels a little off. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you? I can. There's something just a little off. Sorry. It's okay. Life it's okay for things to feel a little off. And so that's what we're discussing today. I hear a lot of newer people that are, they're hitting their 30, 60, 90 days, 6 months. These can be tough things to go through. Time is a fickle mistress, my friends. And I'll tell you what, that's my purse. I don't know you because I know you're here, Amber. I know somebody's here, but then there's like, I don't know if chat's working either. So we're gonna go with the flow. I don't worry about it. Today. I'm going to be working on finalizing the relapse prevention group we have coming up on November 13th. I'm also going to be working on the Daily Trudge. I'm going to be breaking it up into segments. There's some things that I need to start saying, like check out, trudgingtogether.org. We're having our relapse prevention group on November 13th, and this is going to be just more than covering what relapse prevention is. We're going to dig into you, and there's 20 spots. We can't have more than that. So go sign up at trudgingtogether.org/bookings, or you can just go to trudgingtogether.org, click on bookings, and sign on up. Sign up today before the spots are gone. There's plenty of spots. I can't do the whole. I'm not gonna lie to you. No one's signed up yet. Actually, that's not true. Angel and I have signed up. Good morning, Angel. Good to see you. We'll get it out there. But I'm going to be working on that today, finalizing it for us so that we have it. It will work out exactly the way that it is supposed to work out. Yes, it will. I'm a little worried about it, but I'm also an alcoholic that likes to what if shit. Right? Right? Yep. All right, let's go to countryliving.com because you know what time it is. It is time for Dion's Daily Funnies We're going to do fresh dad jokes today. We're going to have to go down a little bit because I've already done some of these. All right, done that one, done that one. Okay, here we are. Why couldn't the tree get on his computer? Because he could not log on. Yeah. So that should be could not log in. Actually, see, that's how particular I am. That joke's wrong. Why couldn't the tree get on his computer? Because he couldn't log in. All right, not log on. All right, what's a skeleton's favorite type of road? A dead end. Yeah. Now, for some of you that are, Gen X and older, maybe even some millennials and older, here's one for you. What did the Pink Panther say when he stepped on an ant? Dead ant, dead ant, dead ant, dead ant, dead ant, dead ant, dead ant. All right. I'd throw my own in there. What did the grape say when it got stepped on? Nothing, just a little wine. Just a little, just a tiny little wine. All right. Feeling kind of repetitive lately, doesn't it? Doesn't recovery kind of feel repetitive lately? This is the time of year. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm your host. It's the time of the year when we talk about a lot of this stuff. Things are going to be uncomfortable, and it's okay. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Okay? Recovery does not equal comfort. No, it doesn't. The key is this. The key, you don't want comfort. You want serenity. Trust me on this. You want serenity. Serenity means that things can be going on around me, but I don't need to get caught up in it. Big difference. Because see, life is still going to be lifey. Life is still going to do what it's going to do. And you have no control over that. I have no control over that. What am I going to do about it? So we utilize these skills like acceptance and forgiveness and these other things. Now, if you think you're doing it for someone else and you got it wrong, you have to do this stuff for yourself. You got to do it for yourself. I forgive people for my own serenity. Beyond that, that's between them and God. What can I do about it? That's between them and whoever. Right? So what we're really talking about here is staying centered, staying balanced, being able to look at life for what it actually is. Yeah. I was talking with somebody that just hit 60 days, and I spent my 60 days and I slept. I just slept, and I feel so guilty about it. Why do I feel so guilty about it? Because there is no reason for them to feel guilty about it. See, that's old behavior in our head. For 60 days, life has been going very well for this person. Things have been getting better. Life is happening. And now it feels like the other shoe's going to drop, because this is usually when it drops, but we're not drinking anymore. So it doesn't drop on us, but we stay in that perpetual, oh my God, something bad's going to happen. That's why they felt guilty. I'm like, what are you talking about? You rested. You took care of yourself. We call that progress. That's exactly what we're supposed to do. There's going to be some days when all you can do is steps 1, 2, and 3. Hallelujah, my friends. You got steps 1, 2, and 3. You got something better than alcohol. You got something better than destruction. Good job. This is progress. I know it doesn't look like it while you're in it, but it's true. Absolutely it is. And you deserve to have peace in your life. You deserve to have serenity. But comfort is bad. Okay? Comfort bad. So bad, comfort. When I first got sober, I thought peace meant comfort, and I was wrong. I thought these were the same thing. right? Now, every now and again, I'm a lot of times I'm in my backyard. I'm alone, right? Except for the highway, I have peace and quiet. Maybe a barking dog down the street. The highway's pretty fucking loud, but I've gotten used to it. But every now and again, my grandkids are over, right? And the backyard's a much different scene. It's loud, there's screaming, there's giggling, there's yelling, they're children, right? And screaming gets to me. That high pitched scream. All right, but they're kids. They're kids. I have to get on them every now and again. Sure, I do. I'm got to protect them from themselves, right? But for the most part, when they're doing something stupid, I let them do it. I'm that kind of grandpa. Oh, you want to stick your finger in that socket? All right. Here's a rubber band so you at least have a conductor. I'm kidding. I won't let them do that. But I did grow up in the age where the way you learned how to swim, I went to John Wayne swimming school. Several of you will get that joke, right? I was in John Wayne swimming school. This is how they taught you. They picked you up by your britches and they tossed you in the pool and you learned how to swim. We naturally know how to swim. We already know how. Now, swimming lessons make it better, but we already know how to swim. Why do 1, 2 month, 6 month olds? They're swimming. See, what is that? Oh, I can't swim. You're a human being. Yes, you can. You have hands. Can you cup your hands like this? Oh, you can swim then. It's going to take a little bit of practice, but I guarantee if it's to save your life, oh, you're going to learn how to swim pretty darn fast. All right. All right. Now, how's that for feeling uncomfortable while learning? Huh? All right. There's another part of this, and it comes to trust. Do you trust your higher power? Do you have faith in your higher power? Do you really? Do you? I mean, we're really got to ask that question, because recovery isn't a spa day for the soul. It's surgery, and surgery hurts before it heals. It's going to take a little while for it to heal. It's going to be uncomfortable. All right, I got my toenail removed a week and a half ago. It's still a little uncomfortable. Every now and again, I'm walking up the stairs and I accidentally bump, and I'm like, oh, hurts a little bit. All right. Didn't hurt as much as it used to before the surgery. Man, I'd tap it like that and I'd be in pain for the next, like excruciating pain. Man, it hurt. Now, I went through the surgery. That was uncomfortable. I didn't really want to do it. Made the best of it. And now it is healing. It is uncomfortable, but it is healing. All right. See, it's easy. What they say in the big book is easy to let up on the spiritual program of action and rest on our laurels. It's easy to do. That's why this person on Sunday, when they had their 60 days, that's why they were so concerned. They thought they had done something wrong. I'm like, did you go to a meeting? Did you do something for somebody else? She's like, yeah, well, I took care of my kids. I'm like, you met all the qualifications of the day. You have nothing to feel guilty about. Okay. It's these old tapes in our heads. Right. And what we've done is, I'll give you the process, and hopefully this helps you understand it. You probably already understand it, but I like giving different examples for things, right? And I forgot the example or even what I was talking about. Oh my gosh. I mean, like, it just completely left. Wow. That doesn't happen to me very often. Maybe if I take a sip of talking juice, it'll come back. It'll come back eventually, because it's one of the things I usually talk about when I talk about this stuff. So it'll come back to me. I remembered it. Okay. So if you read in the big book, And everybody tends to agree with this portion of the big book. It's on page 21. Talks about how we build a bright prospect for our lives. We're building it up. And then we tear it down by a senseless series of sprees. That part in the big book right there. And we all do it to a certain extent. Maybe you didn't have millions riding on the line. Maybe it was a couple $100. Maybe you got the job of your dreams, the job you would have been great at, but you didn't make it to your first day because you got drunk. There's 100 million examples of these. It's that right there. Because then what happened is when you did that, you drank. And when you drank and it was wrong, for us, it goes to the reward center. So you were telling your brain that was the right thing to do. So your brain is only doing what you told it to do 100 million times. It wants to tear it down. It's like, this is the process. What's wrong with you? Why are you moving forward? We're supposed to be tearing this down. And it's going to feel like the other shoe is about to drop, but it's not. It doesn't happen. And this can cause confusion for an alcoholic. You are at a place where you've never been before. I have never been to this part of my life before. This is what is going on is not things that have happened in my life before. And that's going to be a little uncomfortable. And it needs to be. There is growth in the uncomfortable. That's where the growth is. The growth doesn't happen at the end. Okay? So that's why we need serenity and balance, because things are going to feel uncomfortable. And then that comes back to delayed gratification, a skill that must be learned by every alcoholic. Accountability and delayed gratification. So every time we step out of our comfort, we are growing stronger. When it's uncomfortable, that's usually where God's doing his best work. I don't know how many times I've gone through something that other people, that like my PTSD, all right? When my PTSD hit, it hit with a vengeance. It's hard to describe. This is probably the best way I can say. Everybody in the world was the enemy. Everyone, except my wife. She was the only person that I didn't feel that way about. I didn't know a lot of you yet. I didn't even know you yet, Angel. Right? When this happened to me, and I hid, man. It was horrible, and I had to work on it. And I thought God was picking on me again. So to make a very long story short, well, short for Dion, what I did, I'm going to tell you what I did. I started going live. Right? This was about 9 months into it, maybe a year. I'd have to ask my wife. She's better at time than me. All right. So let's call it a year. Just keep it safe. So that way I don't feel like I'm lying at all. And I started going live. But in the beginning, it was not like this. It was PTSD. My hair was long. I was disheveled. You could hear my voice shaking. There are times I went live. And I was standing in front of the ER room, ready to go in, showing people what it was like to have PTSD, showing them what it was like. All right. Well, that eventually did change. I had a friend that reached out. They said, Dion, you got to stop being the poster child of PTSD. Because, see, I was keeping myself there by talking about it all the time, by showing you the example and sitting in it. So I had to get out of it. So I started being the example of getting out of that. Okay. And I had to learn how to stay home, figure out how to have a fellowship while not irritating the fuck out of my wife. And then you know what happened? COVID happened. And it couldn't have happened for me. And yes, and don't get me wrong, I'm not going to sit here and celebrate COVID, but it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. Because then everybody came into my world and you got to see, okay, you remember COVID? That's my day every day. That's how my life is. Sometimes I have to force myself to get out of the house. Okay? Today, I'm not going anywhere. I've gone somewhere every day for the last 4 days. Today, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to work from home. I have therapy at 2. Yay, therapy. Right? So, I'm going to work on some stuff. Right? So comfort zones lead to stagnation, complacency, and relapse. Right? What does it do? What does it do? Oh, I had such a great day yesterday. I'm going to relax. I'm going to sit in my comfort today. Are you? God, please keep me sober today. I'm going to go Netflix binge and eat a bag of Oreos. Really? Now, you're probably going to be fine that day. Probably not. You're going to miss your meeting, you know, some things like that. And you're not going to give it a second thought because you did such a good job yesterday. And this is and this is where it gets dangerous. Because the next day is going to be even easier to sit in your comfort. Oh, well, it worked yesterday. Oh, what an easier, softer way. Well, man, I really like this program. I feel better, having a better time. Life is better. Oh, okay. And what is this? Well, this is what we call resting on our laurels. And laurels means taking credit today for yesterday's actions. So you need something today. Even if it's small, you got to do something. Maybe you ain't feeling it today. Then what is you want to know every day the only thing that is ever asked of you to do the best you can with what you have today. Now, some of those days are challenging. They are supposed to be. Those are your growing days. So you're the only person that can turn your problem into a problem. Before that, it's a challenge. It is an opportunity to be better, to do something more. Right? So if you're too comfortable in your recovery, you're probably standing still. You're probably standing, yeah. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean that things are always going to be hard. Dare I say, my life is easier. I wouldn't say it's easy, but I don't know that I'd want it easy at this point. I like the challenge presented in the challenges being presented in my life. I enjoy them. Yeah. Right now I'm putting together a business. I have no idea which way it's going to go. I have an event coming up, trying to do clients, bringing people onto trudging together, creating Trudge Mentor. I'm creating things, but this is where I excel. It's something I'm really good at. Right? It makes me think. It challenges me. And once it's done, it'll have the capability of helping a lot of people. Right? Trudging together is malleable. It will, if done correctly, trudging together will be able to help anybody that comes along. And why am I brave enough to say that? Because we're going to have different types of people being Trudge mentors. This is about community, about teaching life skills, not just about recovery. We are an improvement to your recovery. We are not your recovery. We are the resources to your recovery. We are a pathway to multiple places for recovery, is what we are. And it doesn't matter what the recovery is. Yeah. Thank you, Angel. I'm getting that together today, and then I'm going to be working on the email thing I was talking about. In fact, I might do that first. No, I don't know. We'll see. So, faith, not feeling, keeps us moving through the hard parts. The goal isn't to be comfortable, it's to be free. Free of what? This meat sack in your cranium. Freedom from the bondage of self is what we're going for. That's what we want. We need the freedom. Without freedom, we stagnate and die, man. So, recovery won't always feel good, but it will always do good. Right? In the end, it'll always bring some sort of good. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I've been getting some complaints that my videos have been short. Let me tell you something. When I first started these, 10 to 12 minutes. That's how long they were, 15 max. Right? Most other people that do what I do, they couldn't go 25 minutes talking about what I just talked about. There's no way. All right. So I do the best that I can. I'm not really getting complaints as much as people giving me shit. Well, that was kind of short. I'm like, yeah, short for me. So let's go ahead and do today's daily reflection too, because I don't feel like I completed what I needed to either. So we're gonna go ahead and do today's daily reflection. We're not gonna go to the 12 by 12 or anything like that. We're just gonna do the tradition itself or the reflection. So October 28th, an unbroken tradition. Now you know why I said tradition, because I saw that and my dyslexia just decided I'm going to throw that word in there instead of the other one. We conceive the survival and the spread of Alcoholics Anonymous to be something far more important than the weight we could collectively throw back of any other cause. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 177. You know, the fact that spreading the word is more important than anything else in our program. It's the number one thing, even before money. Reaching out to other alcoholics. And it's a mistake that I see a lot of places making, but I've been talking about that a lot lately, so I'm not, okay? So spreading the word, right? We conceive the survival and spread of Alcoholics Anonymous to be of far greater importance. Hi, Amber. You must got a sale. Woohoo! 12 Steps, 12 Traditions, page 177. How much it means to me that an unbroken tradition of more than half a century is the thread that connects me to Bill W. and Dr. Bob. Oh, yeah, what tradition is that? Because I'm forgetting. It's the one where we're all founders. Let's go find out real quick what tradition they're talking about. Probably 10th, because we're in the 10th month. Yeah, tradition 10. Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues. Hence the AA name not ever be drawn into public controversy. All right, just double checking. How much more grounded I feel to be in a fellowship whose aims are constant and unflagging. I am grateful that the energies of AA have never been scattered, but focused instead on our members and our individual sobriety. My beliefs are what makes me human. I am free to hold any opinion, but AA's purpose, so clearly stated 50 years ago, is for me to keep sober, right? So that's what's cool. We all, okay, when we are outside of AA, we have our individual intentions of making the world a better place, right? And even when we are out in the world, if we come across somebody that that needs our help, we give it, don't we? Absolutely, we do. Right? But when it comes to Alcoholics Anonymous, we all have the same primary purpose: to stay sober and help the other alcoholic to achieve sobriety. And we use our culmination of our gifts of what we can do for other people. We combine these things to help other people out. And that's why it's so powerful, because we can be completely different, opposite people outside of the meeting, but in the meeting, we are one. In the rooms, we are one, because we all have the same primary purpose, and it drives it, right? And when you have 10, 15, 20 people sitting in a room with the same intention, it will move mountains. I've watched it happen. I'm watching it happen now. So it doesn't matter what my beliefs are. In AA, I put them aside. Sometimes they're utilized in AA if that's what the group decides. All right? Because we all have different skills. And I do that a lot. I do that a lot. Yesterday the Angel and I, we were talking when there's a third person on there. She's not here and I don't want to blow anonymity. So, and they're not too particularly fond of AA at the moment. And that's okay. That has nothing to do with being a trudge mentor. That has nothing to do with trudging together. And they kept asking me, can I do this? Can I do that? I'm like, everything you ask me is going to be yes. Because I was trying to help them understand what that trudging together's job is, to say yes. Yes, we need those skills. Yes, we need them. All right. They're a different set of skills. See, Angel and I work together because she has a different set of skills than me. Although some of our skills are combined. It's like Wonder Twin powers activate. It really is. Right. So when people come to me, hey, I want to be a trudge mentor, but I'd like to do this, this, and this. Is that okay? Yes, we need it. Because what's going to happen is people are going to go to the website. They're going to fill out a questionnaire that's about, probably 12 to 15 questions. I want to keep it to 10. And what this will do is match you with other people. It's about matching. So yes, we need it all. We do. Okay? I don't care if AA was your way or not. That's not what we're going for. Okay? But I would, for those of you that have been turned off by AA, I'm going to challenge you to go to grassroots. I'm going to challenge you to go there. I'm going to challenge this person to go. I met several people that have been turned off by AA who ended up in that group because they found their spot. Okay? Not all of them, not everybody. And that's okay too. Yeah. That purpose is promoted round-the-clock meeting schedules and thousands of intergroup and central service offices with their thousands of volunteers. Like the sun focused through a magnifying glass, AA Single Vision has lit a fire of faith and sobriety in millions of hearts, including mine. All right. All right. That's going to be it for today, or for this one. I'm sure I'll be back after my therapy. I usually am. Kind of depends. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And keep on